This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Starbucks Company's External and Internal Analysis. Abstract. Starbucks was started in 1971 and since then, the company has expanded very fast. It now has over 15,000 stores in over 44 countries. Starbucks seeks to sell experience and not just coffee. The company had previously relied on word of mouth and a strong global brand as part of its marketing efforts. However, with competition getting stiffer by the day, Starbucks has had to employ various promotional strategies such as the use of loyalty cards. Although Starbucks was very successful in the United States, this success was not replicated in the Australian market. This is because by the time the company ventured into the Australian market, smaller boutique-style coffee shops in the country had already gained popularity with coffee drinkers since they offered personalized services. In addition, the discerning nature of the Australians, along with the fact that they had already developed sophisticated palates, meant that Starbucks did not appeal to the locals as the management had anticipated. Some of the lessons that other aspiring companies who want to venture into the international market can borrow from the failure of Starbucks in Australia is that it is important to study, adopt and embrace the cultural differences in a given country. The report further recommends that Starbucks should consider forming partnerships with local companies in the coffee industry. In addition, the company should consider diversifying to other food products besides coffee in a bid to cushion its revenue collection during harsh economic conditions. Report purpose. The purpose of the report is to examine the external and internal analysis of Starbucks. In addition, the report shall also explore Starbucks' failure in Australia and the reasons behind this failure. Also, the report shall endeavour to provide recommendations for the case study in view of the marketing issues raised. Brief overview of the company. The history of Starbucks dates as far back as 1971, when Starbucks opened its first coffee store in Seattle's Pike Place market. In 1992, Starbucks became a publicly listed company. By this time, the company already had 140 stores in operation. By 2008, Starbucks was opening 8 stores per day. At the moment, Starbucks is ranked as the leading global coffee chain operator. It has operations in 44 countries, with over 15,000 stores in operation. Starbucks has also been successful because it has managed to create an atmosphere that enables customers to relax away from home. Organizations make use of marketing communication as a strategy to differentiate, position, as well as tangibilizing the service. In this case, brand is vital to convey the company's image. The branding symbols should be easily recognized. In addition, the brand image should also have appealing attributes. In the case of Starbucks, the company's logo still retains the mermaid image that was adopted upon its inception in 1971. However, the management recently modified the logo in which the words Starbucks Coffee were removed. This is a positioning strategy that will allow the company to trade in other products besides coffee, including music, alcohol, and ice cream. Starbucks external analysis. Political and legal environment. Starbucks imports coffee beans from different countries and each of these countries has its own tariff and customs regulations. In addition, any political upheavals in the countries where Starbucks imports its coffee beans would greatly interfere with the company's operations. Starbucks is expected to file for all important permits and forms before it can be authorized to conduct business in a foreign country. The business operations of Starbucks will also be affected by local and federal laws and regulations. Economic environment. The global financial crisis of 2008 greatly affected the operations of Starbucks in various countries. The recession resulted in an increase in the operational costs of the company. The coffee industry is demand-driven, and when economic conditions are harsh, consumers treat coffee as a luxury and this affects sales. Exchange rate and taxation shall also affect the operations of Starbucks through currency conversion. Socio-cultural environment. Consumers across the world are increasingly demanding fair practices, and this has seen many firms change their operating practices in order to accommodate these demands, and Starbucks is no exception. The company implemented the CAFE program with a view to addressing issues raised by customers regarding Starbucks' social reasonability. The company has also had to adjust its product offerings in order to meet the growing demands of the rising number of educated and health-conscious consumers. For example, Starbucks now has non-fat milk coffee. Consumers are also increasingly becoming aware of the need to reduce their sugar intake, and Starbucks has also had to adjust the sugar content of its coffee products as well. Technological segment. Advances in technology affect product innovation, product services, customers' store experience, and the way organizations are able to interact with other business partners. Technological improvements can enable a company to market its products directly to their target market using emails, text messages, and social network sites as well. Through the use of technology, Starbucks has managed to change its product mix to suit new market segments. A good example is the company's Via Ready Brew and internet surfing services using Wi-Fi internet connectivity. Competitors. The two main competitors of Starbucks are McDonald's McCafe and Dunkin' Donuts. On the one hand, McCafe maintains a low-price strategy for its products. On the other hand, Dunkin' Donuts offers customers a variety of coffee flavors to choose from, in addition to its emphasis on quality. Customers. Starbucks provides interpersonal services to its customers in which there is high contact between baristas, staff, and customers. The company has tried to change the formula of some of its products to suit the tastes and preferences of customers in certain markets. The contact personnel at Starbucks play a very vital role in enhancing relationships with customers. In this case, these contact persons act as the company's brand champions. The management at Starbucks recognizes the important role played by the staff and baristas, which is why they offer rewards and incentives in recognition of their exemplary work. Internal analysis. Products. Starbucks boasts of a wide variety of over 30 coffee products that customers can choose from. The company is always introducing novel products in the market to suit the changing demands, tastes, and preferences of its growing customer base. Some of the notable new products include Instant Via Ready and Tezo tea infusions. Price. Starbucks products are priced at a premium owing to the perceived upscale image in the eyes of the consumers. In this case, Starbucks uses high pricing to differentiate itself from the rest of the competition. Place. Most Starbucks coffee stores are located in neighborhoods with high traffic. The company's coffee stores are also located in different large chains. The third place concept, as practiced by Starbucks, has helped to turn its stores into an ideal environment away from home where customers can relax, surf the internet, or listen to music. Promotion. One of the fundamental requirements for successful promotion is to facilitate friendly and smooth interactions among the company's representatives and the market without compromising the efficient manner in which a company is able to offer its services to the target market. Until very recently, Starbucks has relied on word of mouth and its large store presence as its advertising and promotional and advertising tools. The management was convinced that a memorable and distinct brand would result in customer loyalty and repeat business. However, as competition becomes stiffer, Starbucks has had to embrace various promotional strategies. The success of any service firm largely depends on the ability of the organization in question to target, acquire, get hold of, and retain the right customers. Good organizations are mainly based on cultivating customer retention relationships as opposed to the acquisition transaction mentality. Starbucks is one such organization. The firm knows that a loyal customer is often a reliable source of revenue for the firm for many years and hence viable business. This has seen Starbucks launch the Starbucks card to facilitate customer loyalty. Starbucks has also embraced a philanthropic philosophy as a tool for promotion. The company contributes to different non-profit organizations in a bid to enhance brand awareness and image among local communities. Response to case study questions. Starbucks problems and analysis of its failure. The coffee culture in Australia is both mature and sophisticated. By the time Starbucks ventured into the Australian market in 2000, the country already had in place a thriving urban cafe culture. The smaller boutique-style coffee shops are very popular with Australians because they offer personalized service, familiarity, and intimacy. Starbucks was unable to replicate the experience offered by the boutique-style coffee shops in Australia. Years of coffee drinking has seen many Australians develop a more sophisticated palate, and as such, they are able to enjoy a stronger and straighter coffee with no need for flavors and syrup shots to disguise the taste. Coffee drinkers in Australia can be discerning and are therefore not easily dissuaded by foreign coffee companies. Starbucks failed to adequately analyze the existing coffee culture in Australia, and this could have precipitated its failure. Considering that Starbucks coffee is priced at a premium, the fact that baristas and the staff had limited time to engage with customers was proving to be counterproductive to the very premises on which Starbucks was built. Imitation of Starbucks concept by such competitors as McCafe and Gloria Jean's also played a role in the failure of Starbucks, as customers could no longer identify Starbucks' unique selling proposition relative to its competitors. Lessons for other service firms crossing international borders. A lot of service firms crossing international borders can learn a lot from the failure of Starbucks in Australia. One of the lessons learned is that it is always important to recognize and appreciate the importance of local culture. Companies keen on venturing into the international market must be prepared to encounter various obstacles. Multinationals should be in a position to adapt environmental differences between markets successfully. Another lesson that firms can learn from the failure of Starbucks in the Australian market is that it is always important to keep sight of the principles that made you successful in the first place. In the case of Starbucks, the company became successful by selling experience and not coffee, as epitomized by the insistence on baristas and staff to greet customers warmly within 5 seconds of entering a Starbucks store and also recalling the names of the most frequent customers. However, when the company decided to implement KPTs, it lost sight of the very things that made it successful. Recommendations. Based on the foregoing arguments, the following recommendations are made to enable Starbucks enhance its business philosophy in the face of increasing competition and challenging business environment. Starbucks should continue to be more innovative in the design and development of new products. Such a move would impact positively on Starbucks' business model. The company should consider partnering with other firms in foreign markets so that it can ride on the success of the local company. This would also reduce cultural resistance. Starbucks could also consider partnering with other unrelated firms such as airlines and multinational retail chains like IKEA and Walmart, car washers, and cinemas. It is becoming increasingly important for firms to work closely with competitors, and as such, Starbucks should also consider entering into a partnership with fast food chains in a bid to improve its coffee offer, in addition to fighting stiff competition from such direct competitors as McDonald's. Conclusion. Starbucks sells experience and not just coffee. The company's stores are normally located conveniently on busy streets and in major malls that command heavy traffic. The company enjoys a superb distribution channel. Until recently, Starbucks has relied heavily on word of mouth, and its strong brand is the main marketing tools, but with increased competition and imitation, the company has moved fast to enhance repeat business and customer loyalty. The company has had to contend with various legal, political, economic, and social factors as it undertakes its business activities. Starbucks failed in its maiden venture in the Australian market because by the time it was setting up shop in the country, Australians were already used to a coffee drinking culture that had been started by boutique-like coffee shops. These shops provided personalized, individualized and intimate service, something that Starbucks could no longer provide. Also, Australian coffee drinkers had already developed a more sophisticated palate following years of drinking coffee, meaning that they demanded stronger and straighter flavors that did not require the use of flavors and syrup shots to disguise the taste. The report recommends that Starbucks should consider forming partnerships with local coffee companies to avoid failure owing to cultural differences and business principles. Starbucks should also continue to produce innovative products in order to capture the changing tastes and preferences of its growing consumer base. This case study on Starbucks Company's external and internal analysis was written and submitted by your fellow student. You are free to use it for research and reference purposes in order to write your own paper. However, you must cite it accordingly.